Hello everyone. In this scenario, we're going to be taking a look at something slightly different. We've moved over to the Las Vegas / NTTTR region, and we have kind of a fun little scenario which I hope turns out to be a couple different actual videos as a kind of play on. So basically what has happened is it's January 1st of 2000. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Yesterday, apparently we had the brand new millennium, and the computer glitch known as Y2K struck and took all the earnings from all the gamblers in Vegas. So as expected, they got a little enraged about things and immediately spread out into the city, raided Nellis Air Force Base, and basically kind of got things going, causing chaos and destruction and everything like that. Meanwhile, we found out that not only did they capture Nellis, but they have a lot of the equipment, and they're starting to deploy it into the city to make it a bit of a siege. Now, lucky for us, we had a group of VIPs located kind of in the middle of the city right here, a little observation post that have been kind of keeping an eye on things. And we need to get them out of there as fast as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get a group of Gazelles as well as a group of Hueys to try to bust those people out as fast as we possibly can. So no promises on how effective this is going to be, although I get the feeling it's going to be almost too easy kind of a thing. I'm actually going to change that around real quick. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the Gazelles. Let a little bit of time pass by. Apparently we've already spotted things. And then I'm going to go ahead and launch the Hueys as well. So we're going to try to stay at extremely low altitude. I'm talking maybe 50, 60 feet off the ground, maybe even 100 feet, depending on how tall things are. Apparently there's some stuff here. We're really crossing our fingers. They haven't deployed anything heavier than basically a bunch of guys in jeeps with machine guns, but we'll kind of see how things play out as we do it. Speed up time just a little bit here. All right, looks like our Gazelles have gotten themselves airborne. I'm going to send them down to minimum altitude, and I'm going to set them to a nice little cruise speed of about 80 knots. The 80 knots will make more sense in a second. All right, so I want them to basically just kind of look around and see anything that they can see. So they're sitting there, basically minimum ground altitude. I'm going to order them to go into a hover and just sort of park while they wait for our Hueys to take off. Ah, there's our Hueys. So it looks like we have all 4 of them. So I'm going to order them to the middle of the map immediately. I'm order them to go at 80 knots, and I'm going to order them to a minimum altitude. Meanwhile, I'm going to take these guys. They're going to do exactly the same thing. Minimum altitude, 80 knots. All right, let's see what happens. So the Huey immediately starts ripping along. The Gazelles immediately start ripping it along in very, very, very tight formation. We'll see just how well this works in DCS. I have my doubts. And we proceed very, very cautiously. So at any point, we can encounter some of these armed civilians. Chances are they've taken vehicles. There's our first group right there. Let's get the Gazelles to deal with them. The Gazelles in this particular case are armed with 20mm cannons. We didn't equip them with the rocket launchers. So the Hueys, of course, are proceeding as fast as they can. They're about 100 feet off the ground, which is not much, especially at those kinds of speeds. So the Gazelle's moving into position. Hopefully you can just open fire on whatever that group is with these guys. All right, they're firing. Getting a little close to the action. All right, it'd be really nice if these Hueys could contribute a little bit of their own fire. Oh, they did it. Nicely done. I wonder what the attack, actually, while we're flying there, we might as well take a look at what our arcs actually are for this particular set of weapons. Let's see here. Arc. Interesting. Not very helpful. Anyway, let's continue. So those guys had a quick little stop. They did something. We're flying over one of the airports. It's always a very, very popular location to attack kind of individuals like this. So we're going to keep an eye on things as we go rushing across. Not a terribly exciting operation yet, but who knows? It's kind of the problem with making these things random, is you really have no idea what you can encounter. Looks like we ran into a couple things. We're going to order the Gazelles to immediately engage. And the Hueys, I don't think, are ever going to get close enough to get like a free shot. So that's unfortunate for these guys. Just interested. Something I can check? It's always kind of neat. You can lock up weapons and stuff like that. But we're not going to do anything like that just yet. Okay. So the Gazelles are swinging in, probably 20mm cannon, firing at these enraged gamblers. Meanwhile, the Hueys continue chugging along as fast as they can to try to get to the middle of the map and get these guys out of here. This is an extremely lethal 20mm. It looks like they're not getting a lot of return fire, which is not going to be the case in DCS. Pretty much guaranteed. Oh, we picked up another target. Not sure who picked that one up, but we'll clean them off as fast as we can. We don't want to get this Gazelle too far away from the Hueys, so I'm actually going to allow them to accelerate a little bit. Meanwhile, the Hueys are racing towards the center of the map quickly. Right in the middle of the strip. All right, this group is engaging him. Let's hope they don't run out of ammunition. That'd be really embarrassing. It happens. Let's see what that group actually looks like. Nicely done, guys. Nicely done. They're going to continue towards the center of the map now. Now, because these helicopters are so fast, they'll be able to basically split the difference here. Looks like another group of enraged gamblers. Looks like they're still doing their thing over there. Okay, they're splitting off to engage them separately. Interesting technique. This guy's not being very successful. Let's go turn him on real quickly. He's attacking. Looks like they're trying to protect intersections, which is not unusual. All right, keep going, keep going. Nicely done, nicely done. So far, nothing bad's happened, but we've chewed through a considerable amount of our ammunition. What do we actually have left here? Yeah, we only have 8 bursts left, so we're going to have to get out of here as fast as possible. All right, the Hueys are just arriving on site. I don't know how they could pick a guy off of a building, but we're going to assume that they could pick a guy off of a building. Go ahead and order him to load some cargo here. I don't need you to load cargo. We need you to be loaded. I believe that's how that works. I always forget how I do that sometimes. It's like, whoop, I saw it. Select units to pick up. This group right here. Okay, so those guys are going to come swinging around and try to pick them up. All right, meanwhile, our Gazelle is going to start doing a little perimeter. Reduce the speed to a loiter as he keeps out for anybody attacking. This operation's going great so far. I don't know what you're doing, Mr. Huey. It'd be nice to know. Picking up some new hostiles here, but I'd rather save my ammunition for other things. Alright, we're going to assume that we successfully picked these guys up. Actually, no, we'll be a little more serious here. We'll come ripping in real fast, minimum altitude, and pretend to pick these guys up. Select units to pick up. These guys. Chances are they're just too heavy for this little group of Hueys to actually do anything with. So we're going to pretend those guys are loading for the next few minutes. Those guys are awfully dangerously close. So I'm going to ask the Gazelle quite nicely to engage this guy over here. A couple of the Gazelles have run off and are starting to shoot up at the side of that building there, doing all sorts of wanton damage, I'm sure. All right. Hueys are still loading. Hueys are still loading. Come on, Hueys. Come on. I'm watching the clock. It looks like we're completely out of ammunition. No, do not return to base. Stay right where you are. All right, infantry post has been picked up. Let's get out of here. Return to base. Return to base. Actually, unassign. I don't want you to return to base. I want you to keep escorting. Yeah, we'll let you catch up. Okay, here they go. So at least they're another target for whatever's on the ground right now. Oop, there's another one. Yeah, they're closing in, but we got our guys out of there. Careful, careful. Oh, geez, they got all sorts of a perimeter. They're probably zeroing in on that location right now. Come on, get out of there. I don't like how high off the ground they are flying. Stay low. Picking up new targets. Uh-oh. Careful, careful. Hopefully they don't hit you. Good. Yeah, this has been pretty much a cakewalk. Not too bad. I imagine in DCS is going to be a little bit more work, but we'll kind of see how things play out. And I think we got away clean. Turn to base. And that is that. Not bad at all. So our total time is about 22 minutes, which is actually incredible. Scrolling down here to losses and expenditures, they lost a pretty good amount of infantry, as well as 5 technicals, apparently. And we went through every bit of bullets that we had. All right, let's check this out in DCS. All right, now we're going to have to take a crack at this entire assignment, but in the wonderful, wonderful world of DCS. We have gone ahead and connected the track IR this time because we want to make sure everything's kind of work for us the way we expect it to. Go ahead and drop the sight down just to make it a little bit easier. We do have our escorting helicopters that kind of swinging around right now. For everybody else, take a look at that. So, we know that those troops are cut off and they're somewhere in the middle of the city, so we're going to have to find a cool way to do it. And I know just the method. We're going to go ahead and use the homing feature of this particular radio right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click it to the home position. You probably notice that this instrument suddenly jumped. Right now, this needle can actually guide us to a signal that's being sent. Right now, there is a signal being sent, and I double-checked to make sure we should be on 30, which we are. We're on the correct channel here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get going. This is a Huey. It's not the world's fastest helicopter, but in this particular situation, we can get pretty quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and order my 2 door gunners to go ahead and open fire. They're going to go ahead and slide open, grab their weapons, and get ready to go. That's definitely a good idea, because you're going to want those guys to be protecting us the whole way down. So again, there's going to be all sorts of citizens on the streets with weapons. There's going to be vehicles. We just have to do the best we can to get through all of that and pick up our cut-off troops. All right, let's get going. So we're going to start by doing the J. We're going to go ahead and push the left pedal just a little bit. When this thing comes off the ground, it unsticks very aggressively. You can see it start to stick up just a teeny tiny bit. Go ahead and give it just a little bit more left foot. All right, we are nice and airborne. Let's go ahead and gently rotate so we don't accidentally bump into any of our other helicopter buddies. It's a little bit too backwards for me. I should do it right now. Just sliding. There's quite a bit of weather and quite a bit of turbulence today. All right, let's go ahead and start cutting that out. Beautiful. Okay, so now what we need to do is to find out where those troops are located. So basically what they're doing is transmitting a looped signal that we can home in on. So what I'm doing is apparently the signal is off to our right somewhere. So I'm going to gently rotate right and see if we can get that needle down at the bottom to start swinging to the left. There it goes. Okay, a little bit more. Right there. Okay, that means all our guys we're looking for are in that direction. We're gonna tilt this thing forward, get ourselves some translational lift, and off we go. I just hope those Gazelle helicopters are worth their money there, because they could cause a lot of trouble depending on what gets shot at us as we move through the city. We do not have a radar warning receiver in this helicopter, so we're pretty much on our own if there's any air defense systems other than conventional. Tilt my controls forward, a little bit too much power, I'll reduce collective a bit. Alright, let's do this. Oh man, you need some trim on this thing. I wish this thing had regular trim. Unfortunately, we don't have the trimmer stick, which isn't terrible. I'm actually going to set that in just a moment. The turbulence is really bad. Alright, trim set. Okay, that should make my life a little bit simpler. Alright, let's get moving. Alright, taking a look at the signal, we are homing in on it perfectly. It repeats, I think, every 5 seconds or something like that. That's why the needle doesn't update itself constantly. You could actually use this as a really, really cool technique to home in on each other, like your buddies and things like that. Alright, careful. Try to keep this thing as low as possible. Boy, keep an eye out for those enraged gamblers. Right. Just tearing along this neighborhood here. I'm right on course. Keep an eye out for tracers and trouble like that. It's going pretty good, heading into a clearing. Check left, check right. Keep an eye out. Are those enemy? Oh, those are just regular cars. Oh boy, I'm a bit concerned for just a second there. Alright, we're moving real fast here. Hopefully those Gazelle helicopters can keep up. What am I saying? They're not going to have an issue keeping up. Looks like we need to come a little bit more to our left now. Let's go right there. Okay. So far, no contact. Major road seems clear. Stay on target. This requires a lot of concentration, believe it or not. Who knew? Getting bounced around from turbulence pretty bad here. Oh, I think our minigun guy just fired a couple. Oh, jeez. I wish he'd warned me before you do that. Well, it's a good thing he's got sharp eyes, because I certainly didn't see what he just engaged. Looks like he's doing it again. Alright, stay low. Stay low. Do right there. So far, so good. To our left again. That's good right there. Use these buildings to cover me from whatever could be down there. Again, this is a pretty good sized city, so even if there were 1,000 of these guys, we might not even see them before we get there, although apparently my door gunner did. Easy. Oh, geez, the turbulence is bad today. Getting up a little high here. I'm going to come down just a little more. Find these intersections, because that's a logical place to put a roadblock. Easy. Come to our right a little more. I see some smoke in the distance. I bet you that's where our buddies are. Alright, careful, careful. I see an antenna. Antenna's pretty far downtown though. Maybe those buildings could suddenly open up on us. Careful, definitely stay low. I'm sure this is a very different experience at altitude. Swing to my left a little bit, watch out for the big tower. Look. Seems to be bothering us. We're a little off now. To our right. Almost there. Oh, tracers. I don't know what they're shooting at, but I guarantee it's not good news. Oh, more trace. That's for us. Base of action. Or was it for us? Whoa, that's definitely for us. Let's kind of spiral this way. Take a look around that they're not running us into a tight ambush. Looks like our minigunner on the left discovered those guys as well. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead. Keep an eye out though, these main roads. Boy. More smoke up ahead. Looks like pickup trucks. There's no. Whoa. Whoa. Major, major, major blockade right there. Careful, careful. Keep an eye out. Glad our door gunners have something to do today, because I certainly don't. Flying this thing 10 feet off the ground. Correction, 72 feet off the ground. Alright, I'm guessing that smoke is where we need to be. Wow, look at how strong the wind is. The good news is that means we just got to go into the wind as opposed to against it. Ooh, looks like we're running into some tracers again. I don't know what you boys are shooting at, but keep it up. Wow. Keep it up. Alright, let's keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Almost to the destination. Keep an eye out because it could be a hot LZ. Some fires, or some smoke. Let's keep going, keep going. Alright, we gotta start slowing down. Somebody's shooting at something. Whoa! There's the LZ. There's our guys. Let's go land them. Alright, make sure the LZ is somewhat secure. Oh geez, it's a lot of tracers. Gonna dive back around. Oh man, they're coming out of everywhere. A little lower, a little lower, a little lower. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Minigunner, a really good shot here. Alright, I see the beacon. And I think those are our guys. Yeah, they are. Oh, did you guys have to land on a hill? Alright. Alright, easy, easy, easy. Okay, come on in. Alright, everybody, airborne troops, everybody get in, get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. Get in, get in, get in. Come on. Come on guys, come on, come on, come on, come on. Meanwhile, I'll tell my teammates to go ahead and engage air defenses. Ground targets. Come on you guys, we don't have all day. Basically we're going to be heading north-northeast to get out of here. Come on, come on, come on. As soon as you guys get in, we're going to have to dust off. Come on, come on, come on, come on. They're in. Alright, let's get out of here. North-northeast. Right there. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh boy, that makes this helicopter heavy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh boy, we're struggling. Something just hit me. Oh, how bad is it? Actually, that's not a hit. I think that's me creating smoke. Okay, let's get out of here. Come on, don't catch fire. Don't catch fire. Okay, let's get out of here. Everything feels okay. Yeah, I think that was just some smoke that was kicking up. Okay. We're still good. Let's get out of here. There's more tracer fire coming from the right there. More tracer fire. Oh, we gotta get out of here. Come on. This is definitely a different experience than what we got over in Command. Command is a little bit more relaxed than this. But Command doesn't simulate the cover that enemy troops on the ground probably have. Oh, I think our minigunner's firing again. Who did that? Yeah, it's him. I wish you'd warn me that you're doing it. Let's keep going, keep going. We're almost out of this. Sorry, Mr. Engine, by the way, that was a little rough. Concentrate. Of course, we could actually use that homing beacon to go reverse back home, but I'm not going to worry about that too much now. I'm just going to focus on getting us out of here as fast as we can. That'll do it right there. Keep an eye out. Street. Oh, so we got a guy with an RPG this time. It's good to see my door gunners have something to do. There's that tower we saw on the way down. Whoa. Steady. Steady. What to do is get out of here. This is way more stressful than it was in Command. Once we get these VIPs out, then we're going to have to start worrying about the other elements of this campaign. It's only a matter of time before other things start happening. Come on, come on, come on. Easy. What's there? I wonder how much ammunition our guy in the back has gone through. About half. Not too bad. A little bit of left foot here, doesn't hurt. Torque is good, exhaust temperature is pretty good. Plenty of fuel. I should have carried less fuel for this mission. That was a heck of a struggle to try to get airborne. Just really hope I don't run into a surface-to-air missile battery or something crazy like that along the way. Come on, come on, come on. Hopefully those enraged gamblers don't know how to operate some of those aircraft at Nellis Air Force Base over that way either, because that could cause all sorts of problems. Almost there. Just gotta get 100 yards, 1,000. No, we have a little ways to go still. And careful, almost to the outskirts. We engaged some troops all the way out here, so I'm keeping an eye out for them. There, we're good. Let's swing back down this hill here. Easy. Oh, power lines, never a good thing. Get over the power lines. Those aren't power lines. Careful, careful. Almost there. Come on. Wonder how our teammates are doing. I want to pop up for just a second to take a look to try to find exactly where we're supposed to be landing this thing. Oh, but what did... She'd warn me when you did that. There's the guy on the right-hand side. Oh, he's doing it again. See, one of our buddy helicopters just went by. I think we're getting high again. Well, at least we're doing quite a number on those soldiers. It's a good thing there's nothing heavier, at least yet. Alright, swing back to the north just a little bit here. See? I wonder how many times missions like this were done during the Vietnam War. Imagine something like this happen all the time. Safe in that direction. Safe in that direction. Alright, let's go. Swing downward. Swing back upwards in just a second. Easy. Hop up for just a little bit to try to get a better view. Please don't be any surface-to-air missile batteries. That's what I was looking for. Gentle. You don't really want to do negative G's with a helicopter. Tends to chop the tail off. Alright, I see exactly where I'm going. Stuck back down. Take a slightly tighter path. There we go. Careful. Getting a pretty good speed out of this thing. Usually you can't do 100 knots. Almost too far. Turbulence is really bad. Not like horrific, but definitely more than serious enough. I don't think there's anybody out this far. Again, it's the missile you miss is the one that actually hits you. That's our destination. Almost there. Alright, nice. There's a destination. Whoop. Apparently we forgot to quest takeoff before we took off. Alright, nicely done, nicely done. Alright, people. Sigh of relief. Alright, let's get out of here. We'll have to see where this campaign ends up going. I get the feeling the next task is going to be to try to deal with anything else that they manage to get out of Nellis Air Force Base. Which, knowing Nellis, it's got some pretty considerable stuff. Watch my torque limit on this thing. Forgot how heavy we are. Oh. You have no idea how tense that makes me. Alright, let's get back to our aircraft here. Let's go ahead and call everybody up and tell them to get on out. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one quite a bit. That was more stressful than it probably needed to be, but at the same time, kind of neat to sort of watch how you can use cargo operations as well as that guy's putting his face into it. How cargo operations work as well as how homing works. Enjoy.